Today, we're doing something really special. We're going to break down an entire book of the Bible. We're going to understand its history, its core message, and most importantly, what it means for us right here, right now. So let's dive deep into this powerful letter to the Colossians.
Welcome back to the Think Strong Bible Study. I am so glad you're here with us. All right, let's get ready to dig into some incredible life-changing truth together. So, check this out. We're going to use this amazing one-page overview as our roadmap for this journey. It lays out everything we need to know: who wrote it, who they were writing to, why they wrote it, and the powerful truths packed inside. Let's start at the beginning.
To really get this letter, we have to start with the context. We've got to set the scene. Who were the people involved and what was going on in their world at the time.
So let's kick things off with the most basic question. Who's the author? Who's behind these powerful words?
None other than the Apostle Paul. This was one of the giants of the early church. You can feel his passion for the gospel just echoing through every single line of this letter.
Okay, so we've got Paul as the author, but who was on the receiving end? Who was this important message for?
He was writing to the church in a city called Colossae. Now here's what's so interesting about this. Paul had never actually been there. Can you believe that? The church was started by a man named Epaphras, one of Paul's own converts. So Paul is writing as a spiritual father to a church family he's never even met face to face.
And this is where the plot really thickens, because it tells us why he wrote it. Picture this. It's around AD 60, and Paul is a prisoner in Rome. Epaphras travels all the way there to give him an update, but the news isn't great. It's troubling. You see, false teachers had crept into the church, and they were mixing in these strange philosophies, basically stuff that was watering down Jesus, telling people that he wasn't quite enough. So Paul, from his prison cell, immediately writes this letter to correct that confusion and get them back on solid ground.
So with that backstory, let's get to the absolute heart of the matter, because every single word Paul writes is aimed at one central, undeniable, earth-shattering truth. Here's the core conflict, the central battle. On one side, you have the problem, these confusing philosophies telling the Colossians that faith in Jesus wasn't quite the whole deal. But on the other side, you have Paul's purpose, to declare with absolute certainty that Christ isn't just important, he is supreme, he is sufficient, he is all you will ever need. This right here is the banner flying over the entire letter. Paul is making it crystal clear. Christ isn't just one part of the equation. He is the whole equation. He is above everything in creation, and he is the head of the church. Full stop.
So Paul breaks this down into four powerful truths for us. First, Christ's supremacy is absolute. It's not up for debate. Second, because of that, don't be fooled by human philosophies that try to add to or take away from him. Third, Christ alone is enough for a full life. You don't need anything else. And finally, our total dependence must be on him, not on any other spiritual power or religious rule.
Okay, so that's the big theology, right? But Paul never just leaves it there. He always brings it right down to our everyday lives. So the big question is, how do we live this out?
Well, the letter itself gives us the roadmap for this. It starts with that foundational truth of Christ's supremacy, and then it walks us through the practical steps of what it actually looks like to live in Christ. It's the complete package, truth and application, what to believe and how to live.
So as we look at this whole picture one last time, the message comes through with just incredible clarity. In a world that is full of confusing ideas, a world full of voices telling you that you need something more success, more knowledge, more experiences, the letter to the Colossians shouts a timeless truth right into that noise. Christ is enough.
So now I want to turn it over to you. As we've walked through this powerful letter together, what's the one idea, the one truth that really stands out to you the most?
And finally, here's the most important question of all. Knowing this, how can you apply it to your life starting today? Thank you so much for joining us for this study. I'll see you next time.